Hi, my name's Moopai and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Now you're probably already aware of this, but Battlefield 2042 has been delayed until late November. Let's talk about that in a bit more detail. Now this is obviously not really a surprise to myself and a lot of other people, and although we may have been being a little bit pessimistic, there was definitely reasoning to back up our thoughts. Firstly, for the first time in over a decade, we didn't see any information at Gamescom. And on top of that, we were a month away from the supposed release of the game and we had no idea about beta dates. I think these two facts combined really made people fairly anxious about the actual release of the game, and as we all know now, it's been delayed until November 19. Now, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Obviously it's a good thing from the perspective of ensuring the game is not a complete buggy mess, but you have to remember that Battlefield has not been shy of releasing games that were less than ready for consumption. For example, in Battlefield 4, when you brought down the tower in Siege of Shanghai, it crashed everyone's game. Battlefield is not afraid of releasing a game with game-breaking bugs. So to me, this highlights either one of two potential outcomes. Firstly, EA and DICE have completely revolutionized their business models and are pushing for consumers getting a product that is good and well done. Now when I say good and well done, I mean obviously the developers want to make a game that people are going to buy, i.e. a game that is good. My point instead is that they want to release a game that is without any significant bugs and issues, i.e. the customer experience is fantastic, they absolutely love the game. Now with previous Battlefield games, we know that's not the case. Obviously for the most part people enjoy playing the games, but with the notable game-breaking bugs that have been in a number of Battlefield games, they are usually more concerned with ensuring they maintain that release window. Now alternatively, and again, this is my very pessimistic outlook shining through me like a beacon of light from a lighthouse, I think that the game is in such a condition that it has a wide variety of game-breaking bugs and other quote-unquote features that make the game not particularly enjoyable to play. I think this is very much a product of the game industry where they push and push and push and have such high expectations on their developers that they are typically obviously not able to meet the deadlines. And then you have things like this happen. A keen example of this, which happened this year as well, is Cyberpunk, which was immensely hyped up as the game of the decade, a game of the century. Everyone was waiting with bated breath. And obviously that got delayed and people were pissed off. Or at least the people who don't understand that they obviously delayed it because it was a mess. And even with the delay, the game eventually came out and people were less than impressed. Even now, months after the game has come out, it's still a mess and is never going to be what they promised it would. And I think myself, like a lot of other people, are concerned that Battlefield 2042, the game that is going to revitalize the Battlefield franchise, is going to fall short of the mark. Now, is Battlefield 2042 going to be a disaster? Well, we're just going to have to wait until November. And despite my generally pessimistic outlook on these sort of things, I'm cautiously optimistic about 2042. Now, according to the tweet, the full game will be released November 19th. Presumably, people who have pre-ordered Gold and Ultimate Edition will get that week early access. But when are the beta dates going to be? As I mentioned in my previous videos, Battlefield 5 had a 2-month window between the end of the beta and the actual release of the game. With the information we know about 2042, the proposed end of the beta was less than 2 or 3 weeks before the release of the actual game. So based on the current beta date of the 20th of September, it does coincide with that 2-month window between the beta and the full release date that we experienced through Battlefield 5. But I imagine based on the 1-month delay to the actual full release of the game, it will also coincide with a 1-month delay to the beta. But at what point does a beta just become an early access? Because with only 2 or 3 weeks after the beta ends, is that really going to be enough time for the developers to make any necessary changes found throughout the beta tests? So brief recap, I'm not surprised the game has been delayed. And I'm also concerned that they are actually delaying it, because DICE and EA have shown that they're not afraid to release a game in an unfinished state. So based on that, what sort of a state is 2042, and if they're delaying it by a month? What do you think? Are you afraid the game is in a very bad condition, or are you not too worried? Let me know in the comments below. Feel free to come and check me out on Twitch, links in the description, and whatever the case, I hope you have a fantastic day. Until next time, see you later. Bye.